Lord, help us to see you more clearly, to love you more dearly, to follow you more nearly, day by day. Amen. Please be seated. I want to talk to you all this morning about irony. Irony, that thing that if anybody's ever felt irony, that's when you want something so desperately, you desire to get something, and then when you get it, it does not work out in all the way that you expected. Anybody ever here watch the Christmas movie, A Christmas Story? Right, some of you know what I'm talking about? The little Ralphie. Little Ralphie wants more than anything else in the whole world a BB gun. And his mom says, no, you'll shoot your eye out. Right? But that doesn't deter him. Right? He goes to the department store, Santa Claus, and he says, I want a BB gun. He says, no, kid, you'll shoot your eye out. It doesn't stop him. He prays and he plots and he hopes and he connives to get this BB gun. His teacher tells him, you'll shoot your eye out. But it doesn't stop him. He won't stop for anything. He wants this so desperately. He knows it's going to be wonderful. And finally, on Christmas, he gets his BB gun. He runs outside. He pulls the trigger the very first time. The gun kicks back and hits him in the face. And he's sure he's shot his eye out. He goes running inside crying. He got what he wanted, but it did not go all the way he expected it to. I bring that up because irony is what James and John, the sons of Zebedee, are going to face here. They will get what they're asking for, to be Jesus' right-hand man in this world, but it will not go the way they expect. Probably one of the most dramatic instances of irony in my own life was serving as a hospital chaplain. My very first on-call shift. I was so excited to be a chaplain. I was going to go and save the world, to just help people and take their pain away and make everything better, and I was so excited to be able to do this. I was there in the on-call room just waiting for something bad to happen to someone. I was just, as silly as it is now, but I was like praying for some great trauma to happen to someone so I could do my job and save the day. And I got paged in the on-call room that there was a terrible car accident, a trauma in the emergency department, and they needed me. So I sprung up and I ran to the emergency department, almost with a skip in my step. I said, yes, I'm getting what I wanted. And I get there, and it was not at all what I was expecting. You see, there had been this little girl in this car accident, about 4 years old, and about the age of my son Elliot right now. And she wasn't going to survive this accident. And the family was just devastated, just destroyed, as you can imagine. Inconsolable. And they needed me, the chaplain, to go and be with the family. And as people were crying unconsolably and reaching out in desperation to God and praying for salvation, and there was nothing I could do about it, and it just broke my heart inside, and I got exactly what I had said I wanted, and it didn't go at all the way I expected. James and John, the sons of Zebedee, are so excited to be disciples of Jesus Christ. He's their king. He's the Messiah. He's going to come and save the world, and they want to be in on that. They're so excited. They say, we want to be your right-hand man, Jesus. And Jesus warns them, this is not going to go the way you think it will. But they're undeterred. They're undeterred, and so they will get to do that. But their king, Jesus, did not come to rule over their land. He came to die for them. He came to be a sacrifice for their sin to save the world. And they will serve at his right hand, and it will be hard, because they will be persecuted and betrayed and tortured just like Jesus is persecuted and betrayed and tortured. And they'll die just like Jesus died for the cause. They get exactly what they asked for, but it does not go at all the way they expected. Now, about this time, you're probably all thinking, gee, Stephen, I'm sure glad I came to church this Sunday. This is an uplifting story that you have to tell us. Boy, I'm glad I didn't miss that. But there's more. There's more, because God gets the last word. Sometimes we do desperately want things and we get them and they don't go the way we expected. But then God has a way of still being present and making things work out in surprising ways. When I was there in that hospital with that family, and they were just devastated, and I felt like there was nothing I could do for them, and it was terrible. But in the midst of their brokenness, they weren't alone. They felt the presence of God because people were there to hold their hands when they needed somebody to hold their hands. They needed a shoulder to cry on, and I was there. They could come and they could cry on my shoulder, and I could hold them and cry with them. And they didn't feel alone. In fact, the mother of the little girl said later that she felt the presence of God and knew God still loved them because of how we were there for them. In the midst of what was probably the darkest, most terrible days of their lives, they knew they weren't alone. And that's what helped get them through. That's what helped get them through. It's just something, God managed to take this terrible thing that did not go the way I expected, and God managed to be there for those people in the midst of that tragedy. And I'm forever grateful that God worked through me in that moment for those people at that time. James and John, they did not get what they expected when they said they wanted to sit at Jesus' right hand. But look at what they did. Christianity thrives. The message of God's love and forgiveness and compassion, the promise of everlasting life survives. Thousands of years later, for billions of people whose lives have been touched and changed forever because of what James and John did, because they were excited and believed in this, and it didn't go the way they expected, but God was present in the midst of it anyway. So all of us, I commend to all of us gathered here, to dream, to hope, to get excited about doing things and to pray for them. And sometimes when you get what you want, it will blow up in your face and won't go well at all, right? Sometimes it will. But even in the midst of those times, God will be present and work amazing things in this world because my sisters and brothers, fortunately, our God has a sense of irony too. So let us all go and be like little Ralphie. Let us hope and dream and push for what we believe in, knowing that sometimes it won't go well, but even in the midst of it, God is always there.